that 9 people, all male, have so far been rescued from the debris of the building, adding that 3 of the rescued victims were treated and discharged on the spot, while the remaining 6 are presently on admission receiving treatment at the medical emergency units of the General Hospital, Lagos. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) has admitted that there are pricing issues at some petrol depots in the country, but ruled out any hike in the pump price of the product. Fuel queues resurfaced on Monday in the Federal Capital Territory and some parts of Nasarawa and Niger states. Retailers had claimed that the ex-depot price of the product had been increased by private tank farm owners from the recommended 148 to 149 naira 5 kobo per litre to between 153 and 155 naira per litre. The Group Managing Director NNPC, Mele Kiari, while delivering a presentation at a conference organized by energy correspondents in Lagos on Tuesday, said the corporation had adequate stock of premium motor spirits PMS, popularly known as petrol. A 4-year-old girl who went missing from an Australian outback campsite more than 2 weeks ago has been found alive and well in a locked house. Police broke into a house in Carnarvon, a town about 100 kilometers south of the campsite, early on Wednesday morning and found Cleo Smith in one of the rooms. One of the officers picked her up into his arms and asked her what her name was. She said her name was Cleo. Western Australia Police Deputy Commissioner Colonel Blanche said on local television that a man has been taken into custody in relation to her disappearance. Facebook said it will shut down its face recognition system and delete the face prints of more than 1 billion people amid growing concerns about the technology and its misuse by governments, police, and others. This change will represent one of the largest shifts in facial recognition usage in the technology's history, according to Jerome Pesenti, the Vice President of Artificial Intelligence for Facebook's new parent company Meta, who wrote in a blog post on Tuesday. He said the company was trying to weigh the positive use of technology against growing societal concerns, especially as regulators have yet to provide clear rules. Jerome noted the company in the coming weeks will delete more than 1 billion people's individual facial recognition templates. And that's all on the news updates this morning. I am Perpetua Fasoli Peter. It's now back to Margaret.
All right, thank you so much, Perpetual. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we have some top stories in the national dailies this morning for review. We'll be right back.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
Sabi cook the banga. No go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extract for tasty African cuisine.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447 08035644436, 07066638213. Banga Fresh Palm Fruit Extract.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, and meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming True unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your True unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix True unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your True unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Okay, now time to take a look at the front pages of some of today's Nigerian newspapers and have all the important facts raised there adequately reviewed here by the capable assistance of the political technocrat who happens to be in the studio this morning, and that's the person of Dr. Dayo Kayode. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good morning this morning.
Good morning, Dr. Dayo.
Yeah, you know, I'm especially happy this morning because my set in Igbo School that this afternoon were trailing blazes. A member of us, Caroline Siola, has just been promoted, controller of customs. Another one, commissioner of police, and then all of us were just everywhere trailing blazes. You know, I'm just so happy and saying congratulations to them.
We share your joy.
Yeah, we do.
All right, now we have this day. Anambra poll capacity to mobilize voters despite security challenges may be the decider. The writer there, how insecurity IPOB's threats may undercut chances of parties, candidates, Upwards now, read on Justice Odili's house, impunity taken too far. This is coming from Supreme Court. Then finally there from this day, furious Sanwo-Olu visits Ikoyi building collapse scene, suspends last car GM.
All right, now to the nation. The nation says, from the top of the paper now says, fear of another headless attack grips Ibarakpa. And the writer saying police get alert letter, and that's on page 25. Buhari seeks release of $100 billion climate change fund. Manhunt begins for abductors of 6 at Uni Abuja. Woman throws 2 daughters into well. That's on page 5. Anambra Guba 2021. Candidates beg IPOP to seek salts. Police announce 48-hour lockdown. Can other groups pray for peaceful polls? Moving further down, police arrest suspect in siege to Odili's home. And on the business scene, $8.99 billion investment inflow tracked in Q3. Lagos, Rivers, Oyo ahead of others. Victims relative besiege collapsed Lagos building site, with the writer saying death toll now 21. Sanwo-Olu suspend official promises transparent probe. And more of the story is on page 4 of the Nation.
We got the Nigerian Tribune next. Justice Odili's house invasion, impunity taken too far. That's coming from the Supreme Court. How 14,423 Boko Haram members surrendered. Federal government. NNPC allays fears over fuel scarcity. Now, a new Plateau Assembly Speaker threatens to arrest impeached Speaker. Moving upwards now, INEC ready for Anambra poll. This is coming from the INEC chairman himself, Yakubu. Now, my father, abducted almost naked, came down from ceiling following intensity of gunshots. Victim's son. Margaret?
Now to the Punch. The banner headline here says ABC convention date shaky. Party battles crisis in 13 states. Now the writers are saying Kwara, Rivers, Osun, Abia fractions. Others await verdicts on congresses. APC won't give this new car to a careless driver who will crash it. Coming from the General Secretary. We won't withdraw court cases challenging congresses. Vow party members. Now to the ARP says inadequate troops may delay 740 megawatts Sungero Kanshibila project inauguration. NNPC admits hitches at depot, dismisses price hike rumor. Ikoyi building, Lagos suspends GM, death toll rises to 20, families protest. And the writer saying Lagos not aware of project designers withdrawal, says Commissioner. Page 4 and 5 has that story. Now we'll move further down to the bottom stream, says investors reject 196 billion naira planned investment in Nigeria. Suspected insane woman throws 2 children into well, body missing. And finally, on the Punch says Obi Kubana spent second day with EFCC, passport seized. And more of the story is on the 30th page of the Punch newspaper.
Yeah, Dr. Kayode, we're now coming to you. Interesting issues raised there on almost all the papers. We have the Justice Odili's house invasion. We also have almost all the papers talking about the forthcoming gubernatorial elections expected to hold on the 6th of this month. Let's start with the Justice Odili's house invasion. The Supreme Court said, or described it as impunity taken too far. For the Supreme Court to be involved in this matter and is taking this line of action.
Yeah, you see, we've always been talking about separation of powers in this country. And the question that is on everybody's lips is that, look, how can the executive be so, can you borrow me another word aside from irrational? You understand?
Okay.
To the extent of invading a Supreme Court judge. On what basis?
That's her residence.
I mean, her residence, yes. On what basis? I mean, they are all in the echelon of decision making in this country. Are we saying there are no other ways in which they will have sorted whatever is among them out, rather than ridiculing themselves? Within, I mean, showing the whole world what the government is made of. I mean, enough is enough in this country. Look at the other time. How many judges' houses were raided then? You remember? Why picking on Odili again? Is it because of the husband? Is it a crime for somebody who has served this nation to have a husband who is a politician and does not belong to the ruling party? Is it a crime? I mean, we should do things with some form of decorum, rather than showing that, look, we can use brute power. The world has moved away from use of brute power, and that's why we have a constitutional dictates that guides relationship between people, and then between the people and the government. That's what we call rights of individuals. So, and when you keep on infringing on people's rights, then what kind of governance is that?
Some Nigerians are of the opinion that this very action won't be too far from being politically motivated.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I said, is it a crime for somebody of that stature, a Supreme Court judge, to have a husband who is also a politician but does not belong to the ruling party? Is it a crime? That shouldn't be a crime. I mean, why are people never ready to accept opposing views? We should be ready to accept opposing views. The ruling party should please stop putting us on the spot to the world
very
in a negative way.
Very briefly, let's talk about the state of affairs in Anambra State. Yeah. With the deployment of security forces, in fact, the largest number in the history of elections in Nigeria, if you ask me, do you think that peace will be guaranteed and people would have the confidence to come out en masse and vote, especially with the presence of these security forces who are there to protect them?
As much as any ruling party, not necessarily this, cannot guide against their idiocratic tendencies. These are the things we'll be seeing. When you are not reasoning with the people, these are the kind of things we'll be seeing. Why am I saying this? We need to go back to the genesis of unrest in especially Anambra, which is within the southeastern region. These people are saying, look, we don't want 1, 2, 3. Give us 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And you are never ready to sit down with them. You are still saying, look, we can do whatever we like to you because of what? Civil war that we fought how many years ago? That everybody had moved forward. Must we keep on basing on history or using history to be able to know what is happening to us presently and then be able to proactively determine where you want to be tomorrow? Why are you suppressing those people? It is because of government suppression on the people of the southeast that is causing this problem.
All right, Dr. Dio, for the want of time, we just have to...
Thank you very much.
End the segment here. Thank you so much, Dr. Dio. All right, that was Dr. Dio, the political technocrat. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we have the main discussion for this morning. Of course, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Professional dry cleaners. Best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery. Ooh.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's true unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
Many thanks for staying with us. Now it's time to, of course, delve into the topic for the day. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday pledged that Nigeria will cut its emissions to net zero by 2060. The president made the promise in a speech delivered at the COP26 Leaders Summit held in Glasgow in Scotland. For Nigeria, climate change is not about the perils of tomorrow, but what's happening today. Nigeria is committed to net zero by 2060, he said. To help analyze this is a waste and environmental sustainability expert, Dr. Femi Idowu Adikoke, who joins us via phone call. Good morning, Dr. Femi.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning very much. Thank you very much, rather, for joining us on this show.
You're welcome, boss.
All right, and Dr. Femi, what do you make of the president's statement saying that Nigeria would cut its emissions by 2060? Is it feasible? Do you think it's possible?
Well, let me first of all say that the president's announcement or statement on one hand looks very good, that we're looking at doing something. Or on this other hand, I will say that what are we doing now? What is the strategy? What is the plan that Nigeria has in place to achieve what the president said? From my own end, I will say nationally 0. Because our sole national income or source of revenue is still from fossil fuel, which is the crude oil.
Correct.
And I've not seen anything by this present administration to show anything substantial to show diversification from fossil fuel. And again, at the COP26 that is going on, a lot is being said about power generation, alternative source of energy. What is Nigeria doing in regards to that? It's not just good enough to banter years and words. We've had Vision 2020, Vision 2000, Vision 2010. You know, we had several visions in Nigeria, and those visions seem to escape, and we never achieve anything from there. Let me quickly say, we had MDG. Have we assessed ourselves? What did Nigeria do with the MDG? That's Millennium Development Goal. Right now, we are almost at the end of SDG. How are we faring? Even Nigeria, we're so lucky that we have our beacons in the global stage at the United Nations Assistant Secretary General. He's a Nigerian. We are not taking advantage of all this. We are not seeing anything on ground to ascertain what the president has said. It's good he said it, but the question is I believe the president should have gone to COP26 to be more specific on what we're doing on the immediate, what we're going to do in the medium term, and what we stand to do and achieve on the long term. Because 2060 is a long term. But what are we doing in the next 9 years for SDG by 2030? What are we doing for 2030? What are we doing for 2050 or 2045? So I think the statement shortfalls or strategic planning. That's my take.
All right.
Some countries out there which have the resources to make this happen went even further. That's beyond 2060, which is the target the federal government, as in other words, the president Muhammadu Buhari gave us a date when this will be brought to non-existence in Nigeria. How feasible is this? And the president went ahead to make it open there that the federal government would need the assistance and partnership of countries who have the capacity to finance this very project.
Yes. You see, the countries who came with their own plans on what to do, I can give you example. In the United Kingdom now, they set a certain date. I think by 2030, they're cutting their fossil emission vehicles by either 50%. So they're going to have electric motors. They are installing charging points already in 2021. So there's a plan, and they're working towards that plan. So they can come and tell you things. But in Nigeria, in our own case, what are we doing presently? We had so many plans, discussions that are not executed. We have so many policies on the shelves that are just accumulating dust. Just basic. Let me give you an example. Nigeria is one of the countries with the highest number of open defecation. As simple as a basic sanitation, basic water, we've not been able to do. And we're beginning to talk about big things. We're not doing small little things properly. And we're talking about big things. And you're not expecting these countries who have the finances, who are the major polluter of the environment, to come up. We'd rather go to places where they are ready. That's what I'm saying. They will not take us serious because we're not ready. We don't seem to be ready. Not that we don't have what it takes. I can tell you, Nigerians have professionals. We have the wherewithal, but the plan, the policy, the implementation, the enforcement, all these things have to be in place. So I don't, in the real sense of it, I would say Nigeria is not ready, and we're not going to attract much investment in this area. As it stands now, Nigeria does not even have one project that can be enlisted on climate exchange project, as in to get credit, climate credit. And for years, the Chinese, the Indians, they've cast in on this. And it's not because we cannot do it. It's just because we've not been able to organize ourselves.
All right, Dr. Femi, briefly now, since Nigeria is talking about going into green elects, what other sources of green power can be used since since crude is one of the major source, and it's not about going green now. It's about, what if it affects our economy? Because crude, like you already mentioned, is major and we use it all the time. So if we want, like the president had already promised, so imagine we are to go by the president promise, what other means can we use to substitute for good oil?
Yeah, okay. Like presently in Nigeria, I will tell you, Nigeria is a country that is rich in solar. We have not exhausted that power, even to generate electricity. For example, in Nigeria, we're still struggling with 5 megawatt of electricity, 5,000 megawatt of electricity to power our nation of over 200 million people. That is unheard of. Where countries who have 10 million people, 50 million people are on 60,000 megawatt, 20,000 megawatt of electricity. And that is why we have not been able to industrialize. So we need to solve the electricity problem. We need to look at hydro as well. Nigeria has abundant of, what has happened to Kanji Dam? Since 1963, very funny, because when I did my first degree, my project was on Kanji Dam, the downstream impoundment, the effect on the community. What have we done? We've not done another substantial hydroelectric power in Nigeria. There is the one of Oyo Dam in Ogun State is abandoned. I don't think that's seen the light of the day. There are several abandoned projects in such regard. So what are we saying? We should look at the low-hanging fruits. What are we doing to our gas? So there is solar, there is hydro, and then we have gas, which is natural gas that we're flying.
All right.
Why are we not taking advantage of all these
Dr.
to improve our electricity?
For the want of time, we may not be able to continue this conversation with you, but we appreciate your time right here with us, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, Dr. Dayo, back to you, Dr. Dayo, as a way of getting Dr. Dayo's thoughts on this. Dr. Dayo, what do you think about you had our guest, and what do you think about
he was totally pessimistic.
He's a professional in this field.
And he was so pessimistic. There was no optimism at all.
I will show you where my optimism lies.
Okay.
I will show you.
All right.
But you see, listening to the president, honestly, the only thing I enjoy is reading fecundity. When he was reading, I say yes. But even at the background, you can go to YouTube and listen to it. You see some people say, what is this saying gone? All right. Now the issue is this. He was talking about climate change in its entirety, which includes desertification in the north, which includes pollution in the south. Now, when you're looking at desertification, are you not even encouraging, are you not even discouraging it by increasing prices of cooking gas? Look at cooking gas. People are now going back to use charcoal and firewood. Yeah. So, what are you talking about? Are you trying to encourage desertification? That's an issue. 2, look at pollution in the south. How are you trying to discourage that when every time you have pipe vandalization based on insecurity? You know, these are issues. What action plans are you bringing on the table?
Yeah, I was also going to ask that because of time. But
what action plans are you bringing on the table? Look at even China that has all it takes. They were talking about 2070. Look at Australia talking about 2050.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But you that has nothing, that is in minus, you are in minus, not even +1, minus.
No, but the president said with the assistance of
still looking for people to borrow money from. These people has money, but you know where my optimism is. I know, either he likes it or not. He has even said it. He said he's going to quit by May 27, 2023. He has mentioned it. All we now need to do is get in a focused leader. Nigeria doesn't need good leadership of more than 2 years to get out of all this. I was discussing with somebody yesterday about 2 years. 2 years focused set of leaders, and you will see that Nigeria will be on the right path. Yeah, it's good you have said this is what we want to do, this and that. Yes, we can do it because we have all the expertise. Go to all those nations, all those countries that are making it. You see Nigerians there. NASA in America, you see Nigerians there. Go to transport whatever in UK, underground, you see Nigerians there. Airport, you see Nigerians there. Talk of mention anywhere, you see Nigerians there.
All right, Dr. Dayo, we have, thank you so much again. We have another topic for you. Of course, we'll just go right into it. Now, following the 21-story building collapse at Ikoyi on Monday, which at about 20 dead and dozens still missing, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Tuesday directed the indefinite suspension of the General Manager of the Lagos State Building Control Agency, Mr. Gbolahan Oke. The governor described the suspension as a first step towards finding out what went wrong. The state government is also setting up an independent panel to investigate the remote and immediate causes of the incident and make recommendations on how to prevent future occurrence. Dr. Dayo, the statement by the governor of Lagos State suspending of course, Mr. Gbolahan is the first step to finding out what went wrong. Of course, you know, Nigerians will come up with their different suggestions, but do you share in his idea that suspending him is the first step to finding out what went wrong?
And that is why sometimes I always wonder why we don't have what we call leadership responsibility in this country. And that is why till today, I still have respect for IBB, former head of state, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. For whatever happened during June 12 in Broglo, he said he will bear the responsibilities. Isn't it? He said it to everybody. He said, heap it on me. But he will not talk about individuals' contributions. When I was in service, something happened. So people were thinking that there was an infringement along the line. And they issued query to those people working with me. I said, in the answer to all your queries, write it there. Dayo Kayode directed this. So let every query comes to me. That is what we call leadership responsibility. From the stories I read, I learned that even the governor of Lagos State once locked that place. Correct. Stopped. But then who was the person that now gave the order that issue should continue? Will you say he never heard of it, that thing has continued? Instead of suspending that person, he is the first person that is supposed to even resign as the governor of Lagos State because he has failed in his duties and responsibilities to the Lagos State people. Look how many people that died there. If the governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, had lived up to his responsibilities, that building wouldn't have happened the way it happened. That incident at that location wouldn't have happened. You locked up a place that they should stop work, and work still continued. What is the distance of that place to his office? I mean, to his residence at that marina. What's the distance? Is he saying all those building control people that town planning, all this, they don't go around, they don't give him information, they don't give the commissioner information? Why are you now heaping in on that young chap who is just a general manager? Rather than suspending that guy, he is the first person that is supposed to resign. If it is where leaders has what we call